just arrived in Port-au-Prince, which is in Haiti, and we just want to welcome you guys to watch the video, and you know, we're just going to show you around. We're just here for this week, and we're supposed to be visiting a lot of different places, so you'll get to see a lot of what we're doing. But still in the airport right now. We just arrived, waiting on a ride to come pick us up to take us to the first mission place that we're going to straight out of here. So just wanted to thank everybody for your support and everything that you contributed toward this trip, and every life, every child that's touched, and by the hand of God and by your giving, you have a part of that. So we just want to thank you so much for everything that you've done, and say God bless you for making it possible that we can be here to be your hand extended and God's hand extended here in the nation of Haiti. God bless.
I will praise you as long as I live. For what you've done, the words cannot say. I will praise you forevermore, Jesus. Jesus, Lion of tribe of Judah, Redeemer of the world. Jesus.
This is Otis Garrison. That's right.
Yes.
You are the United States representative for Mission of Hope.
Exactly.
Correct. And so we're in an area here, and I'm gonna let him explain where we're at and a little bit about this.
And we're in a village called Titanyen. It's actually the town that Mission of Hope is in. It's a town of about 10,000 people. We're presently inside a walled-in area. It's an orphanage that Mission of Hope took over due to just circumstances, and we are getting ready to move these children to the mission into the village that we're building. There are 20 children here, and about half of them go to School of Hope, and the other half go to school here in town. And just great kids of about age probably 3 to probably 14. Awesome.
Fly like an eagle, hungry for you. Waits like a hunter and a shepherd would. One day I'll be able to play.
La fête et la joie, les sourires, nous sommes heureux de vous accueillir. Donnons-nous la main comme des vrais amis, comme ils font parfois les camarades.
Back in 1998, Brad and Vanessa Johnson came. There was 20 acres of ground here that they traded. They traded a pump organ for this 20 acres. They didn't know it was 20 acres. They didn't know how much it was. It was just a spot out here with a little house back over this way. And God called Brad, and he may share some of that story today at lunch. But to come and they wanted to start a school. They felt like God had called them to start the school. And the U.S. Marines were here at the time on the ground getting ready to head back to the U.S. Well, they came through to Brad and said, look, we have materials and we have men just sitting around with nothing to do. If you're serious about a school, we'll come and build you your first buildings. So that U.S. Marines, your tax dollars already a part of this, came and built these 2 buildings. And then a few months later came and built this and the basketball courts. And that was the beginning of the school. They started like grades 1 through 3, and with about 200 children. And then I came in '99, and a year later we started adding grades, and now we are up to last year graduating our 3rd high school class. And of course the next steps that we're going to take will be to establish a technical school, probably on the new property that you'll see on the way back to Calico. We'll stop and look at that. And a university, a Christian-based university here somewhere in this area that will have all the education that one would need, plus a Bible college to train pastors, etc. So that's our future goals as far as education. And right now we're trying to set up a sponsorship program to get the kids that are sponsored through high school into a university somewhere, because they want to continue on with education. Because we are government sanctioned, we go by the rules, we do all the government testing. Therefore, if a kid goes through this school and graduate, they can go straight into a university with no problem. Well, a lot of your schools, there's a Baptist organization, the Baptist Mission. They have over 300 schools, and we're involved with them in the nutrition program. They have over 300 schools, and like a year ago, only 3 of those graduated from high school. So that gives you an idea. There's schools all over the place, but if they're only taking kids to the 6th grade, it is not doing anything to change the mindset of this country.
Yeah.
You know, it's a start. And what's exciting is God, and I'll share that plan later, but God has opened the door for us to be involved in a lot of those schools. And our goal is, instead of us going out and starting schools, because we're in the door, we can begin to help them move to a higher level and keep growing and becoming a full school. But you know, bottom line, that costs money. So it's a challenge. But anyway, the question was, is this kind of an elite school? Jimmy he didn't want to say that, but yeah, for this area,
desirous, I guess.
This is the most solid school. We had the highest test scores in math a year ago in the entire country. So that lets you know, and the percentage of our kids that are passing the government exams is unbelievable compared to so many. So. Court was just asking about what they speak. All the kids come in speaking Creole, because that's really the language of Haiti. They'll tell you it's French, but it's really not. It's Creole, because that's what everybody speaks. The educated of Haiti speak French. But once they get here, at about the 3rd grade or so, they start teaching in French, and then they'll continue to teach in French all the way through. They'll also learn English and Spanish. So by the time they graduate, they should speak 4 languages pretty easy. Of course, they definitely want to learn English, and a lot of them will work hard to learn Spanish, but that's not as big a deal to them. But, so that's how the language works. She came here right out of university, married a Haitian. She worked in Cascais. I don't know if you guys have heard of Cascais School in Port-au-Prince for a long, long time. She left there and went to work for us. She is now writing a curriculum, a Christian-based Haitian curriculum that we're believing will be a part of this entire country. Schools all over are already wanting it. The majority of the schools of Haiti are Christian-based or Catholic. But schools are already asking for it. She's already up through like kindergarten, getting into the 1st grade. There's a guy in Kansas City, a businessman, that came to Brad, and he's wanting to fund a team to put with her so we can get the curriculum done quicker. And her goal is to write an entire curriculum all the way through Philo, 13 years. And then we'll begin to share it with the schools everywhere. But it's all been sanctioned by the government, the whole bit. So anyway, she's an awesome lady. I just wanted you to meet her. But she lives in Port-au-Prince and drives her little car out here pretty much every day by herself. She married a Haitian. He passed away. This is her place. This is her home. So. Let me tell you, all of these kids that are here and in any orphanage for the most part have a story to tell. Okay, and Katia is actually the girl I sponsor. There's a sponsorship program for these kids at $100 a month, and every one of them are sponsored. We added 2 just a few weeks ago, and the day they hit this ground, they were sponsored. So people have really jumped on board. We thought it was going to be way too much, but it's just taken off. All the kids over there you saw yesterday are sponsored at $100 a month. These are sponsored, so we really feel like it's going to carry right into the village. This little girl, for example, was kind of a poster child. They all kind of take their turns to be a poster child. Not all of them, but when she was found and brought here, they put her on IV for 2 weeks, solid weeks. There was, in the natural, there was no way she could live. And just to put it kind of in a way we would understand it, she is a kind of a spoiled brat now, okay? But she is the girl I sponsor. But if you looked at any one of these, there's going to be a similar story. There were 3 kids that are in here, and I cannot tell you which 3 they are, whose dad was found hanging in his hut. They had just been there. They don't even know how long. They were brought here. And what's incredible is you take a young child. First time he came, I mean, you look at that face. First time he came, it was like he had no emotion whatsoever. He didn't care about you or anybody else. And I mean, and now look at him. I mean, it's the same way for all of them. And it's been, it's just kind of like that butterfly out of the cocoon thing. And they're getting Bible studies. They're getting more than your basic school child, because our whole concept for this place and the village when it's finished is this is like Amy, okay? This is like Brad's kids. I mean, these are ours.
Right.
And we're going to raise these kids. Are going to have every opportunity that any of our personal kids would have, okay? And that's our plan. And if we get to the number of 240, if God wants us to go beyond that, and we're putting those children into opportunities that eventually they're going to go do incredible things. John Mark is actually one of the newest ones here. You are how old?
12.
12, okay. And you've been here 2 years? 2 years. His mom had taught him English. His mom taught him everything he needed to know about life. He's been in education, doing really well. But she died of AIDS, the best they know, back a couple of years ago. But right before she died, she came to Brad and said, look, only request I have is you take John Mark into the orphanage and raise him. So most of the children we take in are younger, but he's been okay. If he'd only smile, that's all. But if you were able to talk and share, and all of the kids speak English, so if you were able to share and find out now they may not be able to really tell you their story, because there's a good chance they have probably forgotten that story. Because all of a sudden they're into a new life. So, but they all have a story, every one of them. The little girl that you just gave candy to, she's been here 4 years, I guess, 5, I don't know. Maggie, she's crippled. She doesn't walk real well. She was found, and we don't really know how old she is for sure, but they think she was about 11. They found her in a trash pile. She had been burned and raped, beaten, just left for dead. And a farmer found her and brought her here, and we took her in. It took. I quit telling this story in churches because I can't get through it. It took weeks and months to get her to even get near a man. And it's been, I don't know, about 6 months ago. That's been probably a year, because time flies. I walked in here and she came straight to the gate and just gave me a hug. I was done. I just tell you. But she struggles physically, and even she hadn't been real healthy. So, but it's just been amazing. Even her, even though she still doesn't walk well, how she's just come out of that shell. She's had jobs on the mission. She washes clothes and stuff at the guest house and different things. So anyway, it's pretty cool watching the kids grow. And then you met John Renaud. All of these are going to be in that place in the University of Tech School somewhere. And as far as the Mission of Hope vision, these are probably the kids that are definitely going to take that vision on. Now, a lot of the kids over in the school are going to do the same thing, but right here are the ones that's going to get the best of everything. So. Our big challenge is how do we do all this and not spoil them? So the whole discipline factor, and they're really working on that. If you can meet Rachel, she's over that. Madam Delva's doing a great job. Every ministry here has a Haitian director, and we have somebody, a North American now, as we have to say it, is the one that kind of drives the vision, because the ability for Haitians to see past tomorrow very far is real difficult because they're in survival mode. Well, so we can though. So we drive the vision, and they start filling it in with the work, and all of a sudden they catch it, and then they move on.
Good.
Cool.
Let me